Samsung has advised owners of the Galaxy Note 7. Have you got one, by the way? Are you worried about yours? Galaxy Note 7 smartphones have been recalled again. Samsung has advised us to turn off our devices because they are catching fire. The South Korean firm recalled 2.5 million phones last month after complaints of exploding batteries and replaced the phones. But there are reports that even the replacements now have been catching fire. Ian Henderson is the chief executive of brand specialist AML Group.
These things are beginning to fill people's bedrooms with smoke and start catch fire on planes, and that is clearly deeply worrying for any user. So they're doing the right thing in recalling the product, but the problem goes deeper than that.
Well, the South Korean firm now says it's stopping all sales of the phone while it investigates the fault. Let's talk to our expert in residence when it comes to techie things. It's Matt Porter, who runs Matt Porter Web Design. He's based at Innovation Martlesham at Adastral Park. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
It was bad enough for Samsung first time round to stop sales, recall these phones because they were bursting into flames. But now the replacements are doing the same. It's disastrous, isn't it?
It is actually disastrous for anybody, any company, to have a product that they've recalled, replaced with fixed devices, and for some of those devices to continue with the fault. I mean, basically, it's to do with the batteries and the technology behind the batteries, which suggest all mobile phones use that technology, which is either lithium-ion or lithium polymer, which is an extremely flammable material. So what we want as consumers is we want super thin phones with super powerful batteries that last for days and days and days, or for a day would be good. But the sort of trade-off is that we end up with these high load batteries like lithium polymer or lithium ion, which are compressed down to very thin sizes. And what you're doing really is placing the anode and the cathode of a battery within sort of microns of each other. So if there is a fault where the wall between the two of them break down, then you get a massive discharge of electricity or energy, which causes them to burst into flames.
Samsung, up until this point, were really on a roll, weren't they? And one of the massive names, if you wanted an Android phone as opposed to an Apple phone, you would probably go for a Samsung.
Yeah, this particular handset, the Note 7, was given enormously good reviews because it is actually a fantastic device. It does sort of like everything anyone should ever want to do. It has a pen and all kinds of things built into it. But yes, it is disastrous. It's not the first time these sort of things happen. There have been battery recalls on mobile phones from various manufacturers, going back to when phones started using lithium-ion. But it is a massive PR disaster, I suggest. But, they're not the only people. I think you'll find that if you try and post anything with a lithium-ion battery in it now, it has to have a sticker on the front of the package to say that it's got lithium-ion. If you go and go to the post office, they will ask you.
Yeah, they don't like it, do they?
On what Samsung have done, this is just general regulations now, because they are prone, if you like, to bursting into flames if they're damaged in any way. And like I said, because they're so thin, the chances of damaging them, I guess, are higher. I don't know.
People are going to lose trust, aren't they, in this manufacturer? I mean, if you see one recall and then a replacement phone, and then again the same thing happens, you're going to lose trust, aren't you? Worry about the thing being on charge or in your pocket or wherever.
Yeah, what people? The thing is, though, Mark, is that people want these phones to charge quickly as well. So we used to trickle charge everything, and you'd plug it in, and it would charge overnight and take 10 hours. Now you've got phones. In fact, the one that I have, you can charge it up in about an hour and a half from empty to full, and that is obviously pouring in energy at an alarming rate as well. So we want this technology. We want a solution to it. And it appears the trade-off is that we seem to be getting closer and closer to sort of, I don't know, leading life on the edge with these things. It is very worrying, and yeah, it's a massive PR disaster, isn't it? But
good news for Apple, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, good news for them because the Note 7 was being sort of considered as sort of superior to Apple's iPhone 7, but who knows what might happen, next week. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a massive problem.
Okay.
I mean, Samsung have basically stopped production of the device and told shops to stop selling them, told people to switch them off, which is a concern.
Matt, thank you very much. Our resident expert when it comes to techie things, Matt Porter from Matt Porter Web Design. He's based at Innovation Martlesham at Adastral Park.